Recently, Linden Lab announced that it was charging a value-added tax, or VAT, to all European Union-based SL residents for certain real-world transactions with the company. VAT charges vary between 15 and 25% of the transaction cost, depending on the resident's country. Earlier this week, CFO Zee Linden and Vice President of Communications Robin Linden fielded questions from many angry European residents when they spoke at the Pooley stage near Linden Village.
Our original goal had been to give you advance notice. We also made the decision along the way that we would only email those people who were affected by VAT rather than put up a blog post. In retrospect, that was probably the wrong way to go. We apologize for that. We will try to do better next time.
Several at the meeting were upset they had no notice of VAT charges before making their land purchases. Others voiced concern over the negative impact on European virtual landowners' ability to compete with U.S. landowners. Here's Zee Linden.
Our purpose here is not to make everybody in Europe extremely happy with implementing VAT. We're trying to comply with it as best we can with the resources we have. This week we'll be posting the price list, inclusive and exclusive of VAT.
In 2003, the EU passed a law requiring non-EU businesses providing digital electronic commerce and entertainment products and services to EU countries to collect VAT on their sales. Prior to the change in law, only services originating within the EU were subject to VAT. The purpose of the EU law was to harmonize the different laws in the various EU member states and to create a level playing field between EU and non-EU based electronic services. Again, Zee Linden.
What they didn't envision was a whole virtual world where people from all over the world are competing with each other in various ways. It adds a level of complexity. They use the phrase to create a level playing field, and unfortunately in Second Life it actually does exactly the opposite.
Mr. Lunk Voom, a resident from Holland working for a Dutch company in SL, complained about increased costs, but said the higher prices would not cause him to leave.
People like me who had one SIM, $195 a month, plus all the stuff it takes to keep it running. And now I'm charged 20% more, plus the fact that it completely disturbs the competitive position towards other Second Life users.
Addressing similar complaints at the meeting, Zee Linden suggested avoiding VAT altogether with resident-to-resident transactions, which are not subject to the tax.
I don't think there's a good way around it when buying something from Linden Lab. That said, Second Life is an interesting community because you can buy anything you want from someone else. I think for now that's going to be the best solution.
Some suggested the reason Linden Lab decided to comply with the VAT was because it opened a UK office and would have to comply with European law, while others suggested it was due to a decline in the US dollar against the euro. In either case, complying with various countries' laws is just part of doing global business. Many European SLers realize this and have decided to take the issue up with their own legislators. For Life4You News, this is Momi Despres.